Hi, it's Nige at Moss & More. You may remember last autumn we did a lasagna planted pot and a winter hanging basket for the winter. Now we're going to do a summer version starting with the hanging basket. If you want to know more about doing these type of baskets or other baskets and containers, join me for one of my free talks on March the 23rd or 24th. So as with the winter ones, we're now going to use the same principle. We're going to start with the basket starter, which is the mycorrhizal fungi in a biscuit shaped layer, which you put 3 of these in the hanging basket, which will give the plants time to root. So the next thing you do after you've put the basket starter papers in the bottom is add your first layer of compost. So this is water retaining compost, and it also has 6 months worth of feed. So we're going to do a scented hanging basket, and what I'm going to start off with is the bulbs that are going to go into this. As you remember, I like to layer plants so that we get a continuation of colour, and hopefully you'll get over 100 days of colour through the summer and an exquisite scent at the same time. So the first plant we're going to actually put in is a perennial, and it's a lily of the valley. I've got 4 of these in here, which I'm going to add to the bottom layer of the compost. So we now backfill with more compost. So because this is going to be a long-lasting hanging basket, which I want to go right the way through into the autumn, I'm adding some actual perennial plants, not bedding plants, into the top so that they will keep going, and they'll be a good foil for the actual bulbs that I'm going to put around the outside. So the 3 things I'm going to use are Parahebe, which is an evergreen with pale blue flowers. The next one to go in is an Ajuga, which is a little blue flower with chocolate brown foliage, and it's an alpine which flowers in the spring. And the last one I'm going to use is this heuchera called boysenberry, which is this beautiful mahogany foliage. All of these plants, as I say, are perennial, and at the end of this time for the hanging basket, they can all be planted in the garden afterwards. And to continue the scented theme, I'm going to use these, which are odorata begonias, which I'm going to put in the top of the pot, and they'll give white flowers right the way through the summer and a beautiful scent. Actual shoots for the begonia will come up through these areas. So although it looks a bit counterintuitive, you actually put the smooth side down into the compost, and you just sit them on the surface of the compost so that the base of the bulb or corm is rested on the compost so it can root. To give some trailing plants over the side, I'm going to use another begonia. This one is Cascade White. There's no scent, but it flowers right the way through until probably the end of October and gives a really good flower. And there you go. This is the finished basket. Basically what you've got here now is probably 6 months worth of colour, which can hang in a nice sunny spot. All you need to do is water it, make sure the begonias start to shoot. Just before that, make sure that the frosts are not about, and you can hang this outside for the summer and the autumn.